Everybody loves dads, stories, and the Marine Corps. What could be better than Marine Corps dads who tell stories? Here's another story with veteran storyteller John Sugar Jr., a Marine Corps dad.
Tonight, we're going to tell the story of Torpedo Tim. Once upon a time, there was a submarine. Submarine is basically a big metal hot dog that goes under the water that men can go around in. It's basically a ship that goes around underwater. Now, in this submarine, they use torpedoes to attack their enemies. This is part of Her Majesty's Royal Navy. And so the submarine, the HMS Tea Party, went around under the water searching for Her Majesty's enemies to put a torpedo in their faces. And they named their torpedoes when they put them in the torpedo bays. Well, as they were going about the British Isles, keeping Her Majesty's kingdom safe, they came across a very strange reading. For there was a man who would sit on the bridge, and he would put headphones on, and he would go, boo, boo. Sonar. He was sending pulses of sound out through the water. The sound would bounce off of things in the water, come back to him. He could hear them in his headset and see them on a screen in front of him, and he could see what was in the water, because there are no windows on a submarine. As he is sitting at his station, and he is sending out the pings. Boo! Boo! He got a very strange reading back. And he said, Captain! I've got something! So the captain came over. What is it, Biggs? He said, Sir, I've got a very weird reading coming across on the sonar. And the captain said, Well, spit it out, man! He said, I think it's a giant sea monster. And the captain said, Biggs, Pish, there's no such thing as sea monsters, not in Her Majesty's Royal Navy. Nothing to be afraid of. Poppycock. Blah. And so, he thought nothing of, but it was a thing. A very big thing. It was a giant Komodo dragon called Gojira. And so Gojira turned around and smacked the tea party with his tail. And the whole submarine rang like a gong inside, because you're basically in a giant bell under the water. And so it went, everybody inside, ah! And Biggs was screaming, I told you so! And the captain said, on the torpedoes! We're going to blow this out of the water and protect the kingdom. And so they armed the torpedoes. And the first one was named Torpedo Brenda. And they armed Torpedo Brenda, and they said, on Brenda! And they shot the torpedo. And Torpedo Brenda went through the water straight toward Gojira. And Gojira said, and dodged out of the way of Brenda. So Brenda went right past him and detonated on a squid. Blew up the squid, not Gojira. So it was a very surprised squid and a Gojira that dodged everything. And they said, Sir, we missed. Got the squid, though. And so they said, very well, fire the next torpedo. And so they fired Torpedo Tina. And Tina's crazy. And so they fired Torpedo Tina. And Tina went through the water. Because Tina's crazy. Any girl named Tina is crazy. Don't name your daughters Tina. They will be crazy. Fire the torpedo named Tina through the water, and it went wah, 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 wah. No idea where it was going. Gojira said, that's crazy. And so he dodged after. He just went down to the sea floor. He was like, get out of the general vicinity of Tina, for I have no idea where that's going. And so he went down to the seafloor, went flat on the ground, as flat as a Gojira could get. And Tina went, blew up the squid's friend. Now we have 2 squids, 2 torpedoes, and 1 Gojira, which has yet to be touched. They came to the last of the torpedoes. And this, my good man, was named Tim. Torpedo Tim. Fine example of His Majesty's Navy. An armament prepared to defend the kingdom. And everyone on the bridge said, Tim, can you do it? And Torpedo said, send me, sir. I've got it. Get right in the water right away. Save the kingdom, Her Majesty. Ha-ha. And so they said, Godspeed, Tim. And they fired Torpedo Tim. And Torpedo Tim went, ah! Torpedo Tim was angry. He has seen Tina blow up Noah. He has seen Brenda kill a squid. And he's like, no. I will kill Gojira and save the HMS Tea Party. And so, Tim went through the water. Ah! Straight toward Gojira. And Gojira said, ah! And Tim came on straight as an arrow. Straight between Gojira's eyes. And Gojira said, not the face. And Torpedo Tim said, for the Navy. And Torpedo Tim hit Gojira in the face. And detonated. He said, ha-ha! Blew up Gojira's face. And Gojira said, oh! And Gojira retreated back into the cavernous depths of the ocean without a face. Because Torpedo Tim sacrificed himself in the name of Her Majesty's Navy to protect Her Majesty's people, except for a couple of squids. Sorry about the squids. Not our fault. Gojira dodged. However, everyone else is perfectly fine, but not the squids. Hero Tim. Thank you, Tim. The end.
I'm not blowing up the squid.
That was another story with John Sugar Jr., a Marine Corps dad. Check the show notes for links to his Patreon and website at creativegrumbles.com.